This ScoutDoc tutorial provides you with step-by-step instructions of how to generate pre-populated lists of pests and grower information in our cloud site. It also shows how it works within the app. We'll provide written instructions of the process in the video description. To customize these lists, you will need to sign in to ScoutDoc Cloud site. A URL to the site is posted in the video description below. Once logged in, go to the Settings section. There, below the Custom Logo area, you'll find 4 buttons, each related to a different type of pest or grower information. To start, we'll go to the Weeds section. Here you can add the various weeds that you expect to report on in ScoutDoc. If you hit the Refresh button at the top, our database will pull the full list of entries that have been used in your current field records synced with the cloud. Once you have weeds populated, you can either add them to the list of weeds that will show up in ScoutDoc or those that are excluded by selecting them and using the arrow buttons between the sections to move them to the appropriate list. If you don't have any pre-existing weeds to load, want to create your list from scratch, or want to add new weeds to the list, you can use the Add function below the lists. This will add any item that does not already exist within either list of included or excluded weeds. Whenever you make a change, make sure to hit the Save button. If there are any weeds that you want to hide, especially if you're looking to clean up your lists, you can select them and click the Hide Selected Weeds button. This will remove them from currently being used, but hitting the Refresh button will always load them back into the list. With the weed selected, you can add growth stages to it. These will either have pre-populated, or you can manually add them. It's possible to add growth stages to multiple weeds by selecting multiples and adding a stage to all those selected. Use the Control button in combination with the mouse to add individual weeds to your selection or highlight a range. You will see the new growth stage has been successfully added to all the selected weeds. The same principles shown in the above section apply here. Move stages to include or exclude them, save them, and hide them. If you want to include all available weeds and growth stages, click the Include All button. To exclude all of them, click the Exclude button. Modifying your disease lists and insect lists are all managed in the same way. The grower lists work the same, with the exception that they have 3 areas to modify. You can import your grower information by hitting the Refresh button, same as before. Choose your growers or modify the lists how you'd like, remembering to save. Each grower has a list of associated farms. You can update these lists to match your required profile. Remember to save. Finally, you can update the fields associated with each farm in the same fashion as the previous section. Again, remember to save. If you simply want to include all available options, hit the Include All. For the opposite effect, hit the Exclude All button. Log off of ScoutDoc Cloud. We can now go over to the app to see how this works. Make sure to fully close and reopen the app to ensure that the new lists are fully loaded. When creating a new field record, you will notice that there is a new scrolling wheel that provides you with your chosen options for each input. If you want to add something other than what is in a pre-selected list, you can hit the Other button in the left-hand corner to get back to the keyboard. Now, with observations, you will see pest names populate the apps as you are adding them. This works for new and pre-existing observations. While you're editing a field record, you can also change details in the Field Details pane. The pre-populated lists will show up when modifying the grower, farm, and field input areas here. Now it's time to try it out for yourself. Let us know what you think of this feature and any other feedback you might have by reaching out to us using this video's comment section, on Twitter, or by email and telephone using the contact information posted on our website at ScoutDoc.com.